What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Real Junkies. I'm your host, Farhan, here again with my man Vito, discussing Super Mario Galaxy, which is a movie that, if you have kids, you should take to go see. If you are not a child or you did not play Nintendo growing up, I'm not gonna say exit stage left, but this might not be your speed, bro. I'm just be completely honest with you. I'll start off rip and say I really, really, really enjoyed the first film. Thought the first film was like everything it needed to be for what this property is. And video game movies usually get a bad rap,
Mhm.
but they're starting to make a
Right,
little bit of a turnaround
rightfully
now.
so.
Rightfully so. I mean, we've had some very terrible ones, so like rightfully so. I'm not saying they didn't earn that reputation,
All the
but
Mortal Kombat movies.
not all of them now. Not all of them. The last one was peak Mortal Kombat.
They're all
That
terrible.
was
They're all I mean,
that
for
was
you know what? You're right. For Mortal Kombat, they're good.
yeah. Like keep in mind the property
You're
they're making a
100%
movie
right.
out of. Yeah,
And just to go on a quick tangent real quick, Max Payne, terrible.
I forgot
Was it
low key. We was with Mark Wahlberg, right?
was
Yep, I
it
totally
Doom?
forgot
Did they
that
do a
happened.
Doom? What's the movie with The Rock?
Doom.
It
Yep,
was Doom?
that's a.
Doom,
Yep.
terrible. I have not seen Minecraft. I started watching it the other day on Easter and turned it off because my nephew wanted to watch it, but then we turned it
I'll
off.
throw another one in there for you. Assassin's Creed,
Oh my
terrible.
god, yes. Yes,
Assassin's
I
Creed,
forgot that was
very
even
terrible.
made.
Yeah, bro. Michael Fassbender got to fire his agent. He had no business doing that. Point, yeah. Video game movies don't have the best reputation. So when the original Mario, the first one, got announced, I was like, it's 50-50 shot. This could
Wait,
go.
while we're talking about Mario and video game movies, was it Mario Bros?
Are you talking about like the
The live
original one?
action with,
Like,
John
yeah.
Leguizamo, and I forgot who the
I've
other
never
actor was.
seen it, but I'm aware that it exists, and I have not heard great things.
I've seen it years ago. I'm pretty sure I seen it in school, and we
Mhm.
watched it, and that was a very odd movie. So,
Yeah,
when you talk
I didn't
about
hear the best
while we're
things.
talking about video game movies being terrible, I think they should stick to animated because
Yes,
most animated film Halo has a few movies that are animated that are great. When the TV
Detective
show came
Pikachu.
out, niggas hated the TV show. Hated it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
stick to animated, I think that's the key for
yeah.
all the video game, movies.
So far, I mean, between what you got this, you got Detective Pikachu,
Oh, yeah.
and those are the two main ones that come to mind. But yeah, so far the animated video game movie's been slapping. It's the live action ones we got to worry about. But after watching this, got to worry about the animated ones a little bit too. I'm not gonna lie to you. And
And
I want to preface this by saying I don't hate this movie. I don't think this movie's terrible, and I think this is a movie that's generally made for kids, and I think kids are going to love this. So, like, one big criteria I rank movies on is the audience this is meant for going to like it? The audience this is meant for is going to like it. So, just off the strength of that, I'm not going to be too hard on this movie. And visually, it's incredible. Like
amazing.
this movie is visually amazing. Like, this is a movie where, and I'll get into my issues with the story later. But story aside, this movie is incredible to look at. I could watch this movie on mute and be entertained. So I do want to give it credit for that. And it does a very good job with world building and just connecting a lot of different things. There's a lot happening in this movie. There's a lot of characters.
It was a lot
Some
going
of whom
on.
it was a lot going on in this movie. But I do think they did a lot in terms of bringing in elements from the game and Easter eggs from the game and references and cameos that like that's why I was saying, like, unless you're a kid or someone who grew up playing Nintendo, like I feel like that's who this movie was made for. If you don't
Oh,
fall into either one of
100%.
those categories, you know what I'm saying? This is gonna be a lot for you if you don't fall into either one of those categories. And I'll let you get into your points after I say this. I think the best parts of this film, because I want to start with the positives first. I think Bowser and Peach are the only characters that had any type of development or arc or like time put into their development and who they are as characters. Bowser is obviously going through his, I guess, internal conflict. He's, got defeated in the first movie. He was terrible, like a piece of shit in the first movie. So this movie, he's a little bit on more of a redemption arc, kind of. Like I'm gonna put that in air quotes. He's on a
Mostly.
redemption arc. Yeah, a half redemption arc, which kind of makes his character a little compelling because it's Bowser. And then you have Peach, who they dive into a little bit more about her family and where she comes from in this movie, as they did in the first one, right? So those two characters are given a lot of time and energy in this. Mario and Luigi kind of take a back seat in their own movie, which is crazy. And I want to say that there's another character, and I may mention him later. I'm not going to mention him right now
If you're
because
talking about the one I'm thinking
I
about,
didn't know he was
you should
before
because
this.
I didn't either, but they'll see
I know
it
the
because
studio already mentioned them. Yeah.
well, I mean, I say because I had to look it up and see who played it, who played him, and I
Yeah, it's
would
your
have
favorite actor.
I would have exactly. I would have never guessed it was him. But maybe he's better as a voice actor. I
Yeah,
just
no, there's a certain character. We'll mention him later probably just and give y'all a warning first because I know that I think the studio or this information got out prior to the movie
he's
that
one of
this
my favorite
character was in
characters
here.
from Nintendo. So
Yes, one of the best characters in the movie, but I didn't know this character was in there, so I in the theater was like, "Oh shit, that's" you know what I'm saying? It's not a character from Mario. It's a Nintendo character, but
yeah,
it's not a Mario character. So it's not a character you were expecting to see. So I don't want to spoil it for people who aren't aware, but a lot of people know at this point this character's in there. So we'll give you all that spoiler warning before we get to
yeah.
that point. But I'll let you go ahead and give some of your positives on this one.
I agree with what you said. My positive and negatives pretty much go together. 100% agree with what you said. I think with most of this, I
Mhm.
had fun watching it, but the story was all over the place.
All over the place.
There was a few stories going at the same time that didn't need to. Bowser has an arc that I think we could have waited for. I don't think we needed his arc to. He had a good arc, but towards the end, it got kind of like, okay, this is Bowser. So
Yeah.
we could. I think we could have waited for that. I think we could have made someone else to be the antagonist of this film outside of Bowser. They could have introduced. Sorry, they could have introduced so many other people.
Yeah.
That I guess without giving too many spoilers about, or characters that they can introduce because they introduced a bunch of characters in this movie as well
They
that was
threw a
not
lot.
in the prior movie. Definitely feel like this could have been a Smash Bros. Movie instead.
No, like
I think
like dead ass. Like dead
because
ass.
there were a few fights in here. I'm like, okay, they're Smash Bros. I think my favorite thing about this movie was like I said, they kinda make it look like it's Smash Bros, but that's not it. They have so many scenes where it makes it look like there's levels from different Mario games. And I mean,
Yes.
like, the platform part where you running and jumping, I do not remember the first Mario. I remember he fought Donkey Kong to get something, and he won, and then Donkey Kong let him do something, and they I think they drove on Rainbow Bridge or Rainbow
They did,
Road in
yeah,
there.
yeah. Yep,
I
mhm.
vaguely remember it, okay? So I can't say this is better or worse. I can say that I did I was losing interest between scenes. So
Yeah,
things
I
were
would agree.
happening and I'm like, "Okay, this is cool." I love Bowser and Luigi's relationship. Bowser has a very strong disdain for Mario, and Bowser's character is so funny because Bowser is the victim to him.
Yeah, my in his world,
Um
yes.
there you know what happens in the last movie. If you didn't, that's on you. You shouldn't be watching the second review. A review of the second movie. You haven't seen the first. But he kidnaps Peach and he tries to marry her. And one of the things he says in his, he's talking to people and he's like, "Yeah, she left me at the altar on our wedding day." It's like, "Nigga, she
Like,
didn't
nigga, you
choose to be here.
she was kidnapped,
You
gang. Like,
kidnapped her."
I think you got the situation a little fucked up in your head, I ain't gonna lie.
I do think the characters are the best thing about this movie. So, like I said, the relationship between Bowser and Luigi, and it doesn't go in deep into their relationship. It's really like quick about it what they do,
Yeah,
but you can see that he's bonded with Luigi while he's been in prison. Okay,
mhm.
I don't remember watching the trailer. I know I watched the trailer, but I don't remember it. So I'm gonna have to start watching trailers before we before we record now. But I don't remember if they mentioned who the antagonist of this one was.
No, Bowser Jr. is in the
Okay.
trailer.
So,
Yeah.
Bowser Jr. was hilarious. I love Bowser Jr.
He was another highlight,
He was
yes.
a highlight of the film. Peach's family, even I don't know, Peach meets a crime lord in there, and even that was interesting.
I mean,
But
the Jabba the Hutt ripoff, it's
yeah,
like, nah, that is
no,
an
it
actual
was.
character from the game, so I don't wanna to
But
call him that, but still.
100% agree with what you said. Again, Luigi and Mario were just like, yeah, like I could have did without them the whole
Yeah,
movie. The cool thing was whenever they were fighting though, and how they switched between using different power ups from the games.
mhm.
That was cool as shit, I will say. And just seeing how they use different power ups, and I think it was random. There's no way that they knew which power up they were getting when they hit that box. Some of them they had readily available, so that was cool.
Mhm.
I mean, honestly, without getting into the 3 different stories, I really don't have
3? Nigga, you mean 17?
I really
Like,
don't have much to say. I mean, like I said, even the not a side character, but there's a scene with a robot in here. He has maybe 30 seconds of screen time, if that. That shit was funny. Like, all of the characters in this movie were interesting, but the story, it just had a lot going on to get to the same point. So, that works
Yeah.
well in certain films. It mostly works well in films that are longer than an hour and a half, and those films are
Yeah.
usually live action, and it's a more serious plot. When you have a kind of comedic plot to a movie and you have a bunch of different scenes like this, they usually it's funny, but they're not needed. In this instance,
Yeah.
most of them aren't funny. So
Yeah.
it really hurts the film and but like Farhan said, it's visually, it's beautiful, it's gorgeous. It's no, Into the Spider-Verse, but
Oh, hell
and
no. Nah.
I shouldn't even said that because even the art style is completely different. The
But
colors
I get what you're saying though. Yeah.
in this are super vibrant and fun. I think this is gonna be the year of fun movies, man. Because I'm thinking the last 3 or 4 movies that we've watched, I've said or reviewed, I've said that was fun. Like it was a fun movie
Yeah.
that I wasn't expecting. This one was one that I really didn't have high or low hopes for. I like Mario, but after a certain age, I just stopped playing Mario games.
Yeah.
Super Smash Bros is still fun every once in a while. Mario Party is fun every once in a while. I don't like racing games, so Mario Kart's not really that thing. But if you're a Mario fan, if you're a Smash Bros fan, Mario Party fan, this is definitely the movie for you. Like I said,
It's got an Easter egg for each one of those in here.
there were some surprises in the first one. I think we knew Donkey Kong was in the first one, so wasn't really
Mhm.
a big surprise. I don't think Diddy Kong was in there. What I'm hoping that this movie does is I'm hoping that we do get a Mario Party or a Smash Bros. And I'm hoping the Mario Party is like a child The Hangover.
What?
Yeah, it's
I'm
like
gonna
a
need you
children's The
nah, hold
Hangover, you
on.
know?
I need you to expand on that point and
I
explain
don't know.
yourself a
I just
little
know
bit,
like
sir. What do you mean you don't
there
know?
needs
What
to
do you mean you
I just
don't
know
know?
a Mario Party needs to be like an actual party at first, and then just crazy shit happen, and that's why they're
But
playing
you want
mini games.
Mario to wake up and they just all wake up
No,
drunk off
I
their
mean,
ass and they like, where the fuck is Luigi? We left him on the top of the castle. Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you
and
mean
now
by that?
Luigi's in the haunted mansion. No, so what I mean is in the Hangover, a bunch of shit just happened, right? So the
Mhm.
whole goal was to get Doug back. You don't see Doug, who's a central character in this fucking movie. You do not see him. You see him at the beginning. I don't even remember if we seen him at the beginning of the movie. I think it was like a clip of him, and that was it. The
Yeah.
next time you see him is at the end of the movie when
At
they
the
find out
very
he's on a
end.
fucking roof. They didn't look. I'm not gonna go on another tangent, but I had a night like that before, where we
Yeah.
lost somebody in a hotel. Crazy. No, it's wild. Wow. Like you go
I'm gonna ask you
we
about that. We go
no,
off.
no, we gonna have to review The Hangover just so I can tell that story.
Bet.
But, that's why I gotta stop doing tangents because I forgot what I was talking about. So, what Imma say is, we're talking about in The Hangover, things just happen. So, they
Yeah.
started here, then they're like, "Okay, well, let's go check the lobby." And then they're in the lobby and they're like on the way to the lobby, they get turned around and they're fucking Mike Tyson's house fighting a fucking tiger. So, like, that's what I mean, like, things just
So
happen.
you want a Mario version of that,
Yeah.
just like
I just
randomness.
want because again, when you play Mario Party, the games are random. You know, you don't pick
Yeah.
which games you're gonna play at the beginning of it. I haven't played in a while, but the ones that I was playing, you didn't pick what games you
Yeah.
were played. The games were selected at random. So I'm hoping that this one starts a verse. I hope we get a Mario and Sonic crossover. I hope we get
That actually I'm here for.
a Luigi's Haunted Mansion. I'm hoping we get all of these characters from the Nintendo universe into their own movies now. I think Nintendo with the Detective Pikachu and these Mario movies, I think they're opening up an entirely new lane for movies.
Yeah.
Because
These animated video game movies, yeah.
you see a lot of live action video game movies that are rated R. It's for an adult audience, but Nintendo is their platform in itself is meant for children. I mean, adults
Yeah.
as well, but they don't have a lot of rated R games on there. And when they do,
Yeah. It's very
very
family friendly
it's
generally,
very
yeah.
rare that they would have a rated R game. I think they just got Red Dead Redemption 2 on there, and that's just because it's a huge ass game. You know, they didn't want to
Mhm.
miss the market on that. But
Yeah.
you're not seeing a Grand Theft Auto on Nintendo. You will never see Grand Theft Auto on Nintendo. It's just not going to happen. So I
Yeah.
think like for children movies, it's opening up another lane outside of Pixar, Disney, DreamWorks, and all that good stuff, which almost all the same thing. but it's opened up an entirely new lane and a
'Cause
new
I believe
market
this
for
is
them to make money.
Illumination, right?
You said what?
So I'm pretty sure the studio behind this is Illumination,
I
right? If
think
I'm
so.
not mistaken. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Illumination. But yeah, no, agree with you 100%. I think Nintendo is definitely opening up a lane here for sure. We kind of already talked on the positives, and I'm not going to spend too much time on the negatives of this movie because, like I said, this movie knows who it's made for. It's made for kids and people who grew up playing Nintendo games, specifically Mario. So it's trying to appease to that audience. But I did find at a certain point watching this, I'm just kind of looking at it like, okay, if I didn't fall in the category of someone who grew up playing Mario, like, you know what I'm saying? I played Nintendo 64. My cousin had one. Like, I played GameCube. Like, I played Nintendo games growing up. So I coming to this from a perspective of being familiar with a lot of these characters. I play Super Smash Brothers, so like the cameo character that's in here, Fox McCloud is in this movie.
Two
Spoilers,
cameo
sorry,
characters
two, yeah, two cameo characters. But I'm speaking on the one that's actually like more central
that
to the
speaks.
story. Yeah, the one that's like the one that is actually like involved in the story. Fox McCloud from Star Fox is in here,
Probably the
and it's
coolest
not
character that Nintendo has ever
by
produced.
far, and definitely the coolest character in this movie by far, like by far. And like, if I didn't have that frame of reference already, like already being familiar with these concepts and characters and plot points, Easter eggs, would I still be as locked in, or would I still be as engaged with what's happening on screen? And the answer is probably not. Like, a lot of these shits will go over my head. Like Fox, you know what I'm saying? Fox showing up only matters to me because I know who that character is. I'm
Yeah,
familiar with him.
yeah.
If I didn't have that frame of reference, that moment isn't as special. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the Easter eggs and the moments from the game, they literally there's scenes in here where they like switch back to like the 8-bit graphics from the game. And like they'll like have Peach and Mario or Luigi go through their adventure in like the regular animation and then switch to like the 8-bit
It was cool as
animation from
shit.
the game, right? It was cool, great to look at. But like stuff like that, I feel like was prioritized in this movie over just trying to tell a story that would resonate with anyone, regardless of whether you're a Mario fan or not. And that to me is like the biggest critique of this. Kids who watch this aren't going to care about that. But the last movie made almost, if not, I think it did, it either almost made $1 billion or it did make $1 billion. So
I
this
don't know.
movie has a more wide ranging reach, this franchise does, than just people who grew up playing the games and kids. So I feel like for this film to kind of just do a pivot and go, this is who we're going to try to appeal to. We're not going to try to actually tell a story that could, resonate with people universally outside of just this core target audience. I think they kind of missed the mark there a little bit. And I think they missed the opportunity to tell a better story, especially given some of the material you had to work with. Like Bowser's story and story arc should have been much more compelling than
Yeah,
what it was. You know what I'm saying? That actually could have been a driving force of the movie. Peach's story arc was cool, but I do think in a movie that's called Super Mario Galaxy that Mario and Luigi shouldn't be like background characters in that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're trying to fit all these other characters in here and all these other plot points and stories that are going on at the same time. It almost felt like you were trying to cram too much in here. And the movie, like you said, the movie's only an hour and 30 minutes. And you're trying to cram all of this into an hour and 30 minutes. It wasn't enough time to be spent on the things in this movie that actually mattered, the plot points and the stories that were actually intriguing and actually would have kept me engaged. It felt like they just kind of went, well, we have to fill up this screen with as many Nintendo references and game references and Super Smash Brothers and Super Mario Kart this and all these different references and songs and things from the games that people are going to resonate with and going to have nostalgia about. We're going to try to cram that in here. And if we can have enough time to flesh these characters out for a story, cool. But that's not the priority. That's kind of the approach I felt like, at least from a viewer or an audience's perspective watching this, that's the approach I felt like they took with this. And I feel like they dropped the ball doing so. Because to me, the first movie is a lot better than this, just off the fact that they took the time to go, all right, here's Mario, here's our confines, here's a story we're trying to tell. We're going to focus on telling the story to the best of our ability while adding in the Mario flair and all that and stuff from the game that people will recognize. But that's not the priority here. The priority is telling the best story we can. I could tell they did not take the same approach with this. And it shows on screen throughout several points of this movie. So I think you mentioned it earlier. Like there's parts in here where I was like, this isn't as interesting as other parts of the film. Like I'm starting to lose interest a little bit. And for a movie that's this visually incredible, me losing interest is bad because that means your story is heavily
and
lacking at certain
it's
points.
only a It's only an hour and 38
Hour
minutes.
and 30 minutes.
You should not I
Like,
should not be losing interest. The
yes.
first one made 1.3 billion worldwide.
Sheesh.
Um,
So this is getting
yeah.
a third one.
So
That's basically what I
so
just said.
and this is the thing, it's like, I already gave most of my negatives, but I kinda gave a positive that I wanna touch on that was your negative was the switching back and forth between the 8-bit and, like, the
Mhm.
live I like that they use some of the 8-bit parts, but to your point, the switching back and forth, like, when I say switching back and forth, if you've seen the movie, you know what I mean. There's a scene where Mario jumps over something, and then
Mhm.
literally he's running on a platform, and he jumps over something else in the 3D version, and then he goes back into the 2D version, and then back into the 3D version, back into the
Yeah.
and that didn't happen often. I think they did it the most on that scene.
Yeah, it was really like once or
They did it
twice. They didn't
once
do it throughout the
more
film.
with Mario and Luigi, and the switching back and forth continuously, that was a problem for me. But the
Mhm.
fact that they used the 2D versions, I thought that was cool. Obviously, they did that for a nostalgia standpoint because
Yeah.
it's not a it's not anyone over the age of 16 that's like, "Okay, yeah, I love 2D games. I know what they're talking about." And
Yeah.
I'm being generous when I say that, when I say under, 16.
Yeah, I was about to say you'd
'Cause
have to go older than that,
yeah,
honestly.
really like 25, 20. I mean, honestly, they stopped
Or my age, really.
while I was playing 2D games, they was getting out of 2D games. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
so it was a nostalgia thing, and if people like Smash Bros. Stuff, that's cool. It's a very targeted movie, I'll say.
Yes. A little too targeted.
Fox
A little too
McCloud's
targeted.
my favorite character. There is one scene when he and Mario meet, and they have like a stare off, and then Mario's like, "Oh my god, this guy's cool as" he didn't say cool as shit, but he's like, "This guy's so cool. He's super cool," talking about Fox.
Yeah.
And I just want more movies now. They might not it's a fun movie. I enjoy myself. Like you said, it's not something that's gonna be like Into the Spider-Verse where it's gonna be getting
Yeah. It's not
Oscars
that.
and shit. I mean, the visual,
I'm about to say
we got a long
the
year, but
visual effects might take it
we
on
got
that.
a
I'm not gonna
long
lie.
year, but this one, it was really up there, I think.
Yeah, visually.
It pops.
I ain't gonna lie, if I were to just rank the visuals in this, it's a standing ovation. Like
Yeah,
if I rank the
100%.
visuals and nothing else, like I really that's the biggest strength of this movie by far. That carried this film from start to finish,
Yeah.
honestly.
My last negative is gonna be Chris Pratt as Mario, man. I just don't see it. I do not, or I'm sorry, I don't hear it. I do not hear it. I don't know who would have been a better Mario, but
You don't think he does a good Mario voice? I think that's
I don't see it.
to be fair though, because I don't think that's just the case with Chris Pratt though. I don't think any of the voice actors in here, outside of Donald Glover as Yoshi,
You know
I don't think any of the voice actors in here are
I
like,
forgot, and that shit killed me. All this nigga's lines
yeah,
was Yoshi, but I don't
it's
know.
just Yoshi.
I like Charlie Day as Luigi.
Charlie Day as Luigi is
That
cool.
fits. And Princess Peach.
Yeah.
I don't I don't have my Mario bag is not that deep where I know Peach's sister. I know what she is, but and Baby
Yeah,
Bowser.
Rosalina, I
Honestly,
wasn't.
it's really just Bowser and Mario.
Yeah.
I thought the what's his name?
You talking about who plays
Yeah,
Fox or yeah, Glenn Powell.
Glenn Paul.
Your favorite actor. How you forget your favorite actor's
Yeah,
name,
yeah.
man? Come on now. That's your
I
man's.
thought he actually did a good job as Fox.
He did. He did.
So really it's just Mario and Peach that they seem off to me. And one last thing I'm gonna mention, and then we can give our ratings unless you have anything else here. While we're talking about multiple stories, there's a love story going on between Mario and Peach in here. And it's very, very one-sided
And forced.
and very forced. It's very forced.
Yeah.
Um, and what I mean is, we know that Mario likes Peach, okay? From some of the things that Peach do, you can tell she likes Mario, but we don't see her point of view.
Mhm.
So everything she's doing it as a friend. Except that there's I'm not gonna even get into the scenes, but it's very awkward. And
Yeah.
like you said, it was forced. It's very forced. If they should have did this in the last one, the end of the last one. Mario should have made a move or something because throughout the whole movie there, he's like, "Oh, you gonna say something to her?" and he just never does.
Yeah, it's like a running thing throughout the whole movie of like, you gonna finally say something to Peach, bro? And then like it just doesn't happen. I was like, why was this even a plot point?
But then it's not
Like,
even
what was the
like
point of including this?
it's not it's not even like it's a known thing. Mario's hiding the fact from like Luigi and Yoshi, who's like, "You like her."
Hiding it terribly.
Yeah, they're like,
Hiding it
"You like
terribly.
her." Mario's like, "No, I like
Yeah.
her as a friend." It's like, "Okay, dude, come on."
That's exactly how you say it too.
So,
Yeah,
like
no,
they say, it was very forced, and it just was not needed in this movie.
yeah, agreed, agreed. I don't really have anything else rating wise. I'll just go ahead and rip the band-aid off. It's a background noise. But it's
Damn.
it's a high background noise though, like, it's really high. The reason I wanted to give this a polite applause, but I was thinking, I was like, I kinda have to deduct off of the fact that this movie is this visually incredible and I got bored at points. That's, like, kinda
Nice.
that's not okay to me. You know what I'm saying? And I also think I don't wanna give this movie too much of a pass with how sloppy the story was at points,
No, it doesn't.
and how
It
much
can't get a pass.
yeah, and how
That's
much they
honestly drove
prioritize
the ratings
nostalgia.
down.
Yes, like, it drove and I've seen, like, other negative reviews that reference that as well. I've seen a few positive reviews that were just like, "I just had fun with this," and that's cool. But, like, I had to think about this, like, dude, if I take away my Nintendo knowledge, because 'cause I'm just naturally a nerd and I grew up playing Nintendo. So, if I take out my Nintendo knowledge, is this film still as enjoyable for me? And I had a hard time answering yes to that. And there's a lot of people out there. This movie, like I said, the last movie made $1.3 billion. So it's a lot of people who don't fall in the child or Nintendo fan category who saw the last movie who are probably going to see this. And I have a feeling that a lot of them are going to walk out going, what was that? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like those folks are kind of forgotten about in the making of this movie. This was a little too targeted, a little too inside baseball, if you will. So I'm gonna go it's a high background noise. Like it's about as high if background noise had tiers, this is the highest tier of background noise you can get, but
Right.
it's still a background noise for me.
I'm only gonna disagree with you, and it's crazy because the films that you're way harder on films than I am, and we've already discussed why that is. The
Yeah.
only film I think I was harder on was Ice Lows. It's fucking just a shit
You're
movie.
still kicking
God
this movie's back
damn.
in, bro. That shit came
Because
out
somebody
last year.
somebody posted on Facebook recently, it's like, "Hey, I'm about to watch Highest to Lowest, Denzel, Spike Lee," and then what I seen was the repost. The repost was like, "I
Yeah.
turned that shit off halfway through. What the fuck was that?" And if we weren't reviewing Highest to Lowest, I probably would have
You would
done the
did the
same
same
thing.
shit. Fair enough. Fair enough.
But, I gave it a polite applause.
Yeah.
I don't mind the target. I don't mind it being targeted. I feel like
Mhm.
I don't I don't think most because really all movies are targeted, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not one of those people. People have their views on different shit. I'm not one of those people that say like boys can't watch Moana. But if you're a only boy and Moana came out, you probably weren't going to, you probably didn't see Moana
Yeah.
as a child,
Yeah.
you know, because Moana's my shit. I was singing it when
Moana's
I left the
fire.
gym. It was playing. How far I'll go?
Hey, they cooked
I
with
know
that.
people be looking at me because I be,
Looking like a damn fool. It's like, no.
but I think all movies are like that, and I feel like they did the they it was made for people that like Mario and children. I don't think you're gonna find a child that watches this movie and they're not gonna have just an amazing fucking time.
They're gonna have children are gonna have
And
kids are gonna have a great time with
and again,
this.
that's what it's made for.
I'm speaking for everyone else.
You're not gonna find a 16, 17-year-old that's never played Mario that's gonna go watch this movie.
Yeah.
They've never played the Smash Bros. They've never played a Mario Kart. They're not going to watch this movie. But the other points you made are very valid. The story was all over the place.
Yeah.
It felt like they wanted this to be two separate movies.
This
They
should have been.
they wanted they wanted Peach to find out who her family was, and they wanted Bowser and Bowser's son. They wanted Bowser to have a redemption and a fall from grace moment, and they wanted to
Yeah.
introduce Bowser. And that's the two main plots.
Yeah.
Outside of that,
The ones that actually matter.
the Easter eggs was cool. Like you said, if you didn't play some of these games, you're not gonna know. You're not gonna know Fox McCloud if you didn't play these games.
Yeah.
You're not
But I
gonna,
saw him pop up. I'm like, bro, there's so many people who aren't gonna understand what's happening
bro.
right
And
now when they
I
see
was
this
so
scene.
excited because that was like one of the first games I played on. I want to say it was Super Nintendo,
Mhm.
outside of Super Mario and stuff. Like that was probably one of the first one. And "Two barrel." Like, you
Yeah.
heard it in the
Yeah,
movie.
facts.
So, like, it was really made for nostalgia, honestly. I think it was more made for nostalgia than it was for the kids. But again,
Yes.
if the kids
Yes.
watched it, I couldn't picture anybody under the age of 8 that just wouldn't love this movie. And I gotta talk to my sister because I might take my nephew to go see it now.
Yeah.
But I give it a polite applause. I mean, honestly, to be honest with you, we pretty much outside of our rating, we pretty much have the same views on the film,
Yeah.
which doesn't usually happen.
Pretty much same views. It's just I couldn't justify
Yeah,
giving
yeah,
it a polite
it's
applause
where
with my
it's
critiques.
where you
Yeah.
where we value different stuff. Like that.
Yeah, yeah.
For me, if I was really a Mario head, I probably would have standing ovation if I was like a Mario head like that. And I'm sure
Yeah,
there are
yeah.
Mario fans out there that love this movie like
Love
that. They
this.
might
Yeah.
give it a 10 out of 10. And
Yeah.
outside of the 2D, 3D skips,
Mhm.
they ranking it high.
Yeah, no, facts. If you all have seen Super Mario Galaxy, let us know your thoughts because the reviews on this one have kind of been all over the place. Like, I haven't really seen a consensus from anybody on how they feel. Some people either really fuck with it, some people don't. And then I guess there's people like us who are like, I mean, it's cool if you fall in this category, but if you don't, you know what I'm saying? You're probably not gonna rock with it. Also, compare and contrast. Like, do you think this is better or as good as the first one or not? I think the first one is superior to this, but that's just me. So always continue, like, comment, subscribe. We appreciate all the support. And until the next time, this is the Real Junkies. Peace.